Hey, yo, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Feel My Struggle show with your boy King Slizzy. I get busy. Look, as always, before we get the show started, I want to tell you to like, comment, subscribe. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, any platform that you got a podcast. Search A Pressure or search Feel My Struggle. Today, we want to talk about corruption. Let's get right into it. We're going to talk about story time. I went down Bordentown in the year 2010. So I went down BT. All right. Now, when you go down BT, they already know is known in New Jersey as Gladiator School. If you don't know, now you know. I came from the county. So the county is, I'm in 4G4. This shit is gang unit. We fighting every day anyway. All right. You getting jumped, recreation, fades. I'm in a bunch of fades. You know what I mean? So this damn near Gladiator. If that's Gladiator School, this like preschool. You feel what I'm saying? But in all honesty, I feel like 4G4 was a little bit more rough. I get down Bordentown anyway in 2010. All right. I start out on A3. Maybe like 3 days there, whatever. I end up fighting somebody for staying over the hood. I go to lockup. They move me. I go to G3. From G3, they release me out of G3. I come back. Oh, all right, I go to G3. So I go to G3. I get into a fight. I come out of G3 or whatever. They move me to B2. I'm on B2 for maybe like a week or two. I get into an argument with the police down there over some shit because niggas downstate be moving like cops. And her name was C.O. Travada. So if y'all know who that is, she got like a little gimp with her leg and shit. Her and some dude named Joe P. I get into it with Joe P. He was like one of the people that work on the tier and shit. You know, you got inmates that like, they be like stool pigeons. You feel what I'm saying? They get a job on the tier. They help the police out. Long story short, they set me up. They put a banger, which is a shank, but it wasn't sharpened, a piece of metal inside a Purex bottle in my room. Then when I go to rec, they search the room and find it. I go back to lockup. I beat it though because I didn't even go to classification yet. So I had no movement that was unauthorized beyond leaving the tier and going to rec. You feel what I'm saying? So I ended up beating or whatever, and it was just a contraband instead of having a weapons charge. So boom, they released me out of G3, right? I go to B2. I go to D2. Now D2 had different locks. Like B wing, they had the lock where you could open it from the top of the wing, and they open, all the doors slide. And then D2 had a lock where like you could pick it with a nail file or whatever. So boom, right? I'm on there, y'all. I'm doing my thing, man. Like, it's Patterson, you know what I mean? You down BT, you gotta hold it up. I got a big name as it is. I'm pressure. You feel what I'm saying? So boom, I go down state. I'm chilling. Now, if you ever been down Bordentown, you ask anybody, you from New Jersey, you understand what I'm talking about. 90 degrees outside is 110 degrees inside the building. I got no AC, no fan, no cooler. I'm down that bitch hot. I'm hotter than 5 motherfucking Mexicans on the roof in the Arizona desert working. You hear me? I'm talking about shit sweating. You could slide off the bed. I'm in the rec yard working out for like an hour and a half. I come back. I'm ready to take a shower. I'm standing by my door. Now, the police come. You know, it's inmates on the unit. They run around acting like kids and shit like that. It's a youth correctional facility. This is Bordentown at the end of the day. But I'm sitting here patiently waiting, yo. He get right before my cell and say, yo, shower's canceled. I lost my mind, yo. I grab my net bag. I grab my shoes. I start walking to the shower. He see me walking to the shower. He like, yo, where you going? I looked at him. I'm like, I'm going to take a shower. The fuck you mean where I'm going? He like, bro, you want to go to lockup? I'm like, look, write it up. I got 10 years to do. 10. Write it up. He said he ain't like the way I was acting and shit, right? So he like, yo, you know what? You think you tough. I got something for you. Now, the showers is right next to the phones. I sit my net bag down on the phone. I'm like, look, man, I'm taking a shower, bro. You can write this shit up. He said, you think I'm going to write it up? He went to put his walkie-talkie on his hip and try to swing on me. So now I got to hit him with the weave up, boom, come back. We start fighting in there. You feel what I'm saying? Mind you, this nigga, his name's C.O. Solomon. He like 6'4", 280 pounds. We get into it, you know? We fighting in there. Long story short, I end up getting on top of him. I'm winging off on him. He calls for backup now. All you hear is Code 33, D2. If you've been downstate, you know what Code 33 is. That's a fighting case, right? So they come up there like the Titan football team. Doom, 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 doom. I'm still welling on this nigga. All I know is they grab me and flip me up. Boom, 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 boom. I'm in the air like it's like dust. And you see the cartoons flying in the air. You know what I'm talking about? They was whooping my ass like that, Scott. I ain't know who was hitting me. You feel what I'm saying? But they was just whooping my ass, right? I got pinned on the floor. I got my hands behind my back. They telling me stop resisting. But at this moment, I'm not resisting. I'm telling them I'm not resisting. But every time I talk, somebody kicking me in the face and shit. Boom, boom. So I'm like, I'm not resisting. He like, stop resisting. I'm like, yo, I'm not resisting. Boom, boom. He got my hand trying to pull it behind my back. Finally, when I release, like to release my grip, he snapped my finger. Pow! I yelled, he kicked me. I just went out. I never got knocked out in my life. That was the first time I ever got knocked out. I got kicked to sleep. When I came to, blood dripping from the back of my head, they holding me off the stair balcony, like dangling me as if they about to let me go and shit. I come to, they like, yeah, there you go. My legs ain't under me. I don't even know what happened at the time. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get back. I go to medical. I got a bite mark on my back. I'm like, yo, how the fuck I get a bite mark? They like, maybe from another inmate. I'm like, yo, this nigga bit me while we was fighting. You feel what I'm saying? They send me to St. Francis. I get bullshit treatment. They give me a CAT scan. They tell him in there, though, like, yo, he got a serious concussion. They like, yo, we not keeping him here. You feel what I'm saying? So they pack me up. They send me down Trenton State. Now, if you ever go to Trenton State, you know that shit is like the last stop for anybody in New Jersey. That's where you go when you got life. Going down Trenton is like the odds of making out of there is like, you got to come back off an appeal or a PCR. So I go down Trenton State. When I get down to Trenton, as soon as I get in the building, they ready to fuck me up again. They got me cuffed. I'm shackled down already, bro. I'm like, I never got beat this bad in my life. They put me on a bench, hard ass bench. I got my knees on the bench. Somebody come hit me with a body shot. Boom. They like, yeah, you like punching on police, right? My mouth, everything's so swollen, I can't even talk. I'm like, yo. They like, you had enough? I'm like, yeah. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, I had enough when y'all was whooping my ass back in Bordertown. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm so fucked up. I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, how long this shit supposed to last? You feel what I'm saying? A black CO came, thank God, and was like, yo, stop hitting on him, man. You already had enough and shit. My finger was broke. I had the splint shit on it. They sent me to lockup. I think it's one left, if I'm not mistaken. Anybody that been down Trenton know what I'm saying. So I go over there. You're only supposed to stay in lockup for 14 days. I'm in lockup for 29 days, yo. They wasn't feeding me right. I ain't get medical attention. My finger ended up getting infected. I went through the worst. I couldn't call nobody, couldn't write no letters, and I was taking showers every 2 days. You feel what I'm saying? This is the conditions I had to go through standing up and fighting the police. And this ain't even the worst conditions, yo. I tell y'all to tell you this. Look, it's a place in New Jersey, right? It's a prison. It's legendary. It's called Bayside, all right? Bayside legendary. It ain't legendary for being a rough prison. It ain't legendary for nothing else beyond police whipping your ass and killing inmates. Now you go Google fact check the murder rate or whatever they got going on. As far as I know 5 people that died down there. They probably got more. But when I was down Southern State, you used to see the helicopter helipad them out of the building. This is a constant thing. So when you go down state, before you think about the shit you do when you gotta go down state, don't think that you're gonna link up with your homies. Don't think that this shit gonna be all peachy key, you gonna get with the bros. Cause what they not telling you is that when they go downstate, they tuck they tail to these police, man. These cops check them and they quiet. I done seen the biggest gangsters get quiet when the police check them. They'll punch on their own, they'll go against their own, but as soon as the cop check them, they refuse to fight. They bow out gracefully. My man, it's only the elite of the elite that's willing to really stand against the oppression. Everybody else will fight their own kind, but tuck they tail when the police go against them. So understand what you're getting into when you get into this lifestyle, man. This shit ain't for everybody. And it ain't for me either, but it ain't for everybody. So that's the story, man. All right, so look, with Bayside, let me tell y'all something. All right, this is just the corruption of police. Let me just give y'all a quick spill on how this work, all right? You have things in society that's handed down generation to generation to generation, all right? You have occupations that's passed down generation to generation, from officers to lawyers to judges. Correctional officers is the same way. So understand that when you try to get help, right, and you got a CO and you write him up and write agreements, it's going to go to his uncle. His uncle is the lieutenant, okay? His father may be the captain. His grandfather may be the senior captain or the corporal or whoever else, right? So they all in a position of power. So your chances of getting help inside of these facilities is 0 to none, all right? On first shift, it's your safest time because once first shift leave, that's administration. They leave. Second shift, you fucked up. Third shift, you fucked up. It's only the CEOs running the facility. You know what I mean? So understand the oppression that you're going to have to deal with when you live in this lifestyle, bro. This shit ain't for everybody. And if it's from me to you, and I'm telling you, I'm one of the solid ones, bro. Yo, understand that being treated like an animal be a privilege to how you're going to be treated when you go to prison. You're going to have to tuck your pride. You ain't going to have no pride. Depending on where you go, You're gonna be answering to yes and no sir as if you a slave, bro, and you gonna work that way. All right? Imagine they tell you to go grab a mop and mop the grass. Go grab a broom and sweep the clouds out the sky. Go grab a bag and catch the wind. They had your big homie doing that. You know what I mean? I was down there. I don't need the credit, yo. Get the credit to God. All right? Because if you give me the credit, you're gonna try to take it away. So don't give me the credit. Anything that I do, anything that I achieve, give it to God. Because the moment y'all try to give it to me, you're going to personally try to take it away. When you don't like me, when something come out about me that you don't feel, so give it to God. Because that when you try to take it away, you got to go ask the big God for it. You dig what I'm saying? Everything go from him and come back to him, man. No? I'm just here as a vessel. Let me see. What we got going on? If you're a grown man, listen. If you're a grown man with a fake Instagram page, you need to grow the fuck up. Your life gotta suck. You hear me? Because look, yo, you a grown man. All right? You ain't doing recon on nobody. And then y'all be grown men, you out here trolling somebody. Like, come on, my brother. Like, get your life together. For that, you might as well just do it yourself. You hear me? Like, all of this make fake pages, getting in the comments. I can't get with that shit, you know? So if you're a grown man and you one of them 120 fake pages, man, you need to grow the fuck up, man. Because your life it gotta suck, man. You know what I mean? Yo, my man asked, this really a true story. We gonna run through this shit, though. Listen, look. I just came from the gym, all right? My man called me like, yo, Presh, I just came home, da-da-da-da-da. He needed some money to put him on his feet. I'm ready to give him the money, right? I'm like, all right. I'm like, yo, what you was locked up for? He told me domestic violence. Hey, bro, I'm not giving you no welcome home money if you was locked up for a DV, yo. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, why the fuck would I give you welcome home money as if you was locked up for a real case and you locked up for beating on your girl? Bro, I'm not giving you no welcome home money, bro. I'm not putting you back on your feet, bro. You should have used your feet and walked the fuck away. You feel what I'm saying? Nigga, like, I don't got time. Time's hard out here, bro. So it's an inflation, it's oppression, it's a lot of shit going on. I don't got time to be putting nobody on their feet. You was locked up 3 months because you done beat up on your girl. My brother, you got to do better. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's it. I ain't got no welcome home money for nobody that came home from a domestic violence case. You know, keep your hands to yourself. I got some advice for you, you know? That's it. We good with that, Scott. Come on, let's get them in here.